After turning 60, have you noticed the world has gone a little crazy? Red carpets are filled with people dressed as if they escaped from Halloween, and store windows keep trying to push trends that not even teenagers can keep up with. Meanwhile, you are sitting there thinking, okay, but where does elegance fit into all this mess? You look at your closet and feel like you have clothes, but no style. In family photos, everyone looks young, tight, and trimmed, and you are just trying to find the perfect spot between respectable grandmother and interesting woman. It feels like any misstep turns your outfit into either outdated grandma attire or desperate aunt trying to look 20 years younger. Hollywood glorifies the 60-plus woman when she is Helen Mirren, Meryl Streep, or Andie MacDowell. Gray hair, impeccable posture, absolutely no vulgarity. In real life, no one hands you that elegance manual, and stores keep offering you either teenage skirts or oversized shapeless t-shirts. That is where fashion and maturity comes in. This space is for the woman who wants to be the exception. The woman who walks into any room and radiates respect, serenity, and a subtle, "do not you dare underestimate me." So, if you want to be part of this group of women who treat vulgarity as a sworn enemy, subscribe to the channel, activate the notification bell, and leave a like now. That way, you show the algorithm that after 60, it is you who commands your style, not the confusing store windows. Because once you discover the 7 golden rules of style after 60, something very specific starts to bother you every time you look in the mirror. Rule 1. Proportion. After 60, the most misleading label is not the brand. It is the proportion. This happened when you wore a loose top with wide pants, all straight, super comfortable. You thought, now this is discreet and elegant. But what disappeared was not the belly, it was your entire body. You turned into a block, practically a fashion parallel piped. Another day, you do the opposite. Everything tight, everything clinging to the body, because someone said, defining your shape makes you look younger. You hoped for a red carpet Jennifer Lopez effect, but the mirror revealed something more like a high-definition zoom into areas you would rather keep private. And thus, the conflict is born, either vacuum-packed or shapeless block. This war of proportion is silent, but it shows up in every family photo where you think, why do I look strange even though I was dressed up? The answer lies in the lines of your body. When everything is straight and big, you lose form. When everything is tight, you lose elegance. When you balance volumes, the entire picture changes. A looser top with structured pants, or straight, well-cut pants with a more fitted top. The eye finds waist, height, presence. Then someone says, oh, I like everything super loose. Comfort above all. Comfort is great, but it does not have to scream, I have given up. Think about Helen Mirren on the red carpet, flowing dresses with marked waists, or controlled volume skirts with fitted tops. Nothing screams. Everything is balanced. That is what happens when you understand proportion. You stop buying clothes because they fit and start choosing clothes because they define you. And it is exactly in that shift of perspective that many women discover the piece they thought saved them is exactly the one that sabotaged their elegance. Rule 2. Colors that illuminate. After 60, the battle is not against fashion. It is against the shadow that some colors cast on your face. This happened when you chose a safe beige for Sunday lunch. You expected a neutral effect, but the mirror gave back an impression like you had just left a radiology appointment. Another time, you tried a bright red, thinking the intensity would bring light, but you ended up looking like a traffic signal no one wants to stop and look at. The solution comes when you understand that certain shades act like natural lighting filters. A petroleum blue, for example, reflects light in a way that enhances the skin without extra makeup. This happened when you wore a dusty pink blouse, ivory pants, and a petroleum blue belt for a trip to the mall or for a home office day. You thought it was just basic, but received compliments like, wow, you look great today. The kind you thought only came after a salon session. Even on video calls, your face looked more alive than in many in-person meetings. Petroleum blue, ivory, dusty pink, deep green. They seem subtle, but they work like fabric-based makeup artists. When building your wardrobe, choosing 3 key pieces in these illuminating colors is more valuable than 10 random prints that drain your glow. The conflict is in that closet full of tones that suck the light from your face, while the solution lies in a compact palette that makes you look more rested than you actually are. When you understand this, you stop asking, "Does this color make me look bigger?" and start asking the only question that matters: does this color brighten or dim my face? Want to see how the next rule can turn your most ordinary pants into your most elegant item? Rule 3. Fit before trend. You have probably been through this. You bought a fabulous piece because it was in every store window. You thought you finally had a modern look. But as soon as you tried it on at home, something felt off. The pants swallowed your shoes, the hem dragged on the ground, and the blazer made your shoulders look either smaller than your granddaughter's or wider than a shopping mall security guard's. The trend was right, but the fit screamed borrowed from someone else. The opposite happens too. That simple pair of pants, with no famous brand, fits just right, hem hits the ankle bone, you put it on just to get by, and end up getting more compliments than you ever did with that expensive dress that always stays in the back of the closet. And here comes the conflict. Your credit card invests in the trend, but your mirror only respects the fit. Think of Melinda Gates. Her clothes are practical, functional, full of purpose, but the shoulder seams are in place, the pants have structure, nothing looks like it is slipping off. Or Carolyn Kennedy with those dresses that follow the line of the body without squeezing it like a tube of toothpaste. This happened when you kept wearing that tight fabric because it is in fashion. You imagined it would look sensual, but the result was more revealing than refined. Good fit is like a well-edited film. You do not notice when it is perfect, but you feel it instantly when it is off. A hem adjustment, a shoulder seam in the right spot, a fabric that follows the body without clinging to every detail. Small things that make a low-cost piece look tailor-made. So before asking whether something is trendy, the real question is, does this garment respect your body, or is it treating you like a generic hanger? Once you get that, you start trying on fewer trends and testing more mirrors, from the front, side, seated, moving, until you realize that true modernity after 60 is never again wearing clothes that make you feel ashamed when you see yourself in a photo. Want to know the next detail that reveals an elegant woman, even when she is just in jeans and a t-shirt? Rule 4. Shoes that elongate. This happened when you picked a comfortable shoe for a full day. You thought you had solved the height issue, but in the mirror, the whole look seemed shrunken, as if your 5 feet 5 inches had suddenly turned into 5 feet. That pair with thin straps cutting across the ankle looked trendy, but chopped your legs into pieces, making everything look shorter and wider. Another day, you tried heavy black shoes with beige pants, hoping it would balance things out, but the contrast screamed, "Look down here," and your whole body felt anchored to the ground. Then comes the loop. You want height without painful heels, but the wrong shoes steal visual inches you did not even know you had. The solution lies in models that elongate, like slightly pointed toes that guide the eye upward, colors close to your pants or skin to unite the silhouette, and absolutely no ankle straps that act like fashion guillotines. This happened when you swapped those strappy shoes for nude pointed flats with black pants. Same outfit, but suddenly you looked more streamlined, like you had lost a few pounds just in the mirror. Think of Jane Fonda. Even in casual events, her shoes elongate the silhouette effortlessly. Subtle toe, harmonized color, nothing that draws the eye downward. Before you leave the house, ask yourself, does this shoe lift me or bury me? Because one change can make you enter a room like the leading lady, not the accidental extra. Once you master this, you stop blaming your jeans for your lack of height and start laughing at old photos where your shoes were sabotaging the whole look. And the best part, you lose 2 or 3 visual pounds without a diet, just with a smart swap. Want to find out how a simple accessory can be the secret to never feeling ordinary in a crowd again? Rule 5. Structure in at least one piece. This happened on an ordinary Sunday. You wore those comfy pants, a loose t-shirt, a soft cardigan, and carried a bag that looked more like a bread sack. You felt free and light, but one glance at your reflection in a store window made you think, okay, I look like I'm waiting in line at the pharmacy. The clothes were soft, but the message was harsh. People do not see elegance, they see well-meaning neglect. Another day, almost without thinking, you kept the same basic pants, same simple shirt, but threw on a light blazer and grabbed a structured bag. Comfort stayed, but the vibe completely changed. Suddenly, you looked like someone who has their life in order. The pants did not change. The body did not change. What changed was the structure, and here lies the conflict. You want full comfort, but the world reads too soft as she gave up. Think of Queen Letizia of Spain. Sometimes she wears jeans and a basic sweater, but there is always a tailored blazer, a firm bag, a sharp cut that holds the look together. Just one structured piece commands respect, even when everything else is very simple. A floppy cardigan with a saggy bag creates a pajamas when outside effect. A light blazer with a bag that holds its shape says, "I am comfortable, but I am still in charge." So the rule is simple and relentless. In every outfit, at least one piece must have a spine. It can be the blazer, the coat, the bag, even a shoe with a more defined shape. If one piece has structure, you do not have to dress like a corporate mannequin to look elegant. And once you try this just once, you realize that the problem was never the pants or the shirt. It was the complete absence of a single item to hold the dignity of the whole look together. Want to see how the next rule can make your elegance obvious, even when you choose to wear something super simple? Rule 6. Hair and glasses as part of the look. This happened when you wore a beautiful dress. It fit well, had the right color, everything seemed perfect. You thought, now it is working. But then you saw the photo from the event the next day, and something felt off. The dress looked current, but your hair and glasses shouted, "File photo from 1998. The result, a heavy face, tired expression, and the feeling that the whole outfit aged 10 years in one click. Another day, you decided to look younger, with big, voluminous hair. You believed it would look modern, but the mirror gave you back a satellite dish. When it was not that, it was the opposite. Flat hair, stuck to the head, no movement at all, and a ruler-straight fringe across your forehead. The intention was to look serious, but the effect was that of closed curtains. The conflict is simple. Too much volume turns you into a satellite dish. Zero volume turns you into a curtain. The same story happens with glasses. This happened when you kept wearing that droopy, thick, shapeless frame because it was on sale. It seemed like a good deal, but the frame pulled your eyes down, highlighted dark circles, and dragged everything lower. Then one day you tried, almost by accident, a lighter frame with gently lifted corners, like the ones Viola Davis wears on the red carpet. It did not change your face, but suddenly your eyes looked brighter, your expression lifted, and your smile even seemed more natural. Hair and glasses are practically the frame of a painting. It can be the best artwork, but if the frame is outdated and droopy, the whole wall loses its charm. A little volume at the roots, movement at the ends, a frame that opens the eyes instead of closing them. Small adjustments that make a bigger impact than switching out half your wardrobe. When you start treating hair and glasses as part of the look, not just technical details, you discover that sometimes it was not the dress aging you. It was the sad fringe and tired frame silently sabotaging your image. Would you like to see now the rule that separates an elegant woman from one who is just well-dressed when it comes to attitude? Rule 7. Posture and attitude. This happened the moment you believed elegance ended with the outfit. You dressed impeccably, but your posture gave it all away. Slouched shoulders, eyes to the floor, hurried steps. Your body saying, "Sorry for the inconvenience," while your clothes were shouting, "I am sophisticated." But the truth is simple and harsh. No well-tailored blazer can survive the posture of someone trying to hide from herself. Another day, you wore the same outfit, the same shoes, nothing different, but you lifted your chin, opened your chest, and walked calmly. Nothing new happened, but suddenly the whole world seemed to see you differently. It is the same effect that makes Diane Keaton appear larger than the room. It is not the clothes. It is the space she takes up, and the confidence with which she takes it. The outfit is secondary. What truly commands respect are the inches you gain when your self-assurance straightens your spine. The conflict is old. You worry about the right bag, but walk like you're afraid to stand out. And the worst part is that there is no neutral posture. It always communicates something. It says whether you value yourself or are apologizing for existing. Shoulders back, chin slightly up, calm and direct gaze. It costs nothing. It conveys everything. It is that silent luxury the magazines try to describe, but it happens in 2 seconds when your body believes in itself. So, before fixing your lipstick in the mirror, adjust your chin. Before choosing your shoes, check your shoulders. True elegance is in how you inhabit your own space. The clothes are simply the witnesses. You will be surprised how much your voice becomes a direct reflection of this invisible posture. You have probably noticed that, after all of this, the mirror stops lying. This happened when you balanced the right proportion, chose colors that bring light to your face instead of dimming it, adjusted the fit to honor your body, swapped shortening shoes for lengthening ones, added structure to at least one piece, included hair and glasses as part of your look, and most importantly, straightened your posture to take up the space you deserve. What used to be confusion turns into clarity. The secret is applying this daily, without drama, with the ironic calm of someone who finally realized that elegance does not require suffering, only that you stop sabotaging yourself with lazy choices. So, which rule will you try in front of the mirror tomorrow? Now tell me in the comments, which rule caught you by surprise? The one you already followed without knowing, or the one that will nudge your closet tomorrow? If this made you laugh at your own reflection or rethink your next outfit, subscribe to Fashion in Maturity, leave a like, and activate the bell, because here we turn maturity into sharp smiles, not excuses for a messy closet. Elegance is a daily choice. Comment if this resonated with you. And tomorrow, when you look in the mirror, remember, there is no age limit for being interesting. There is only attitude.